Today we're going to be working on this 1980 pickup truck.
Today we're going to be installing the door Weatherstrip TWP 111078. Please check for specific make, model, and year information via our website to make sure you get the right part. Okay, we're going to show you how to replace the door seal on this 80 GM pickup. There are a couple screws you need to take out. One right here, one here, and one right here, along with a few on the bottom you may need to take out. The trick, you have to actually remove this piece in order to get the door seal off and on. So we'll start by taking this one out, and in this case some of the screws are already missing, so our job's a little bit easier. You gotta be a little careful because this is metal, this is plastic. Pop that off. Now for this piece, you gotta slide it up. So what you need to do is, there's a couple screws right here you're gonna have to at least loosen or take out. This first one you need to take out. I'll show you why in a minute. And this one you can just loosen, which is kind of loosened already here. Because you're gonna, and this one's missing, so you just gotta kind of slide it up and be careful because this is kind of in the way. You can remove the visor if you want, a couple extra screws, but what you should be able to do, since this is kind of loose, is kind of pull this down and slide this up over it. Now you gotta clear the visor here, and it'll slide right out. And then it gives you access to the door seal. And you just need to pull it out then. Just pull down, these are just slip-ons, they should not be glued. Okay, so you still have a trim piece here, but this is usually kind of loose. There's only one screw that holds it on, so you just gotta pry it out a little bit. Like I said, this one should not be glued on at all. Just kind of pull it out. And you'll notice how flat this is. And the new one has a much bigger bulb to it. You know, that's why you're replacing it. Wind noise and better sealing. So let's keep pulling. And there's a plate down in the inner wheel well, or inner part here. You might want to loosen that a little bit. If you need to, there's just one screw, or one screw you really need to loosen here. And then just pull it out here. And this is a good opportunity to clean your pinch well, just to make everything look good. You can use anything you want. We've got some glass cleaner here that works pretty well. Okay, now we got the new one out of the bag. Obviously the bulb goes towards the outside of the vehicle, and what you want to do is start down in the center, similar to where the other seam was. So we'll just pick a spot. And it should just slide right on. And a trick that you can do here is kind of back bend it, and what it'll do is open up the channel so it slides on the pinch well easier. All you gotta do is back bend it like this, and it goes right on. And you make sure you're seating it all the way in there. Kind of double check, especially in the corners. Just keep working your way around, make sure that I seat it all the way onto the pinch weld. Then we get back down here is where we kind of loosen the trim piece, so you just kind of pull it away. Keep working it down. Then when you get down here, you may think it's too long, and it is, but what you need to do is cut about 1 inch longer. Because as you saw on the ones we took out, there's a big gap, and you need to overcut it and then push the stuff back. So we'll cut that. Cut it. Okay, so I cut it, and it's maybe a little difficult because the inside of this channel has metal in it. And the reason we're cutting it is we want pressure here, because over time this is going to shrink. That's what happens to rubber. Dries up, kind of shrinks a little bit over many, many years. So you want enough pressure on here. So what you kind of need to do is back this up a little bit. Usually the easier thing can be is get this part on here, because you can, I'll show you here. So kind of put this on and push it back. And this one, you can kind of start pulling it off because you know how long it needs to be, and put it down and kind of work backwards to make the room. And I push it forward as well here. As you can see, after I just popped it off, all of a sudden it looks long again. So that's a good amount of pressure that we want. Make sure the seam lines up kind of the way you want it, like so. And keep working it back, and eventually you'll run out of the slack here, like this. Make sure it's seated in the corner correctly. And make sure your door closes, and you can reassemble all of your pieces that you took off. As you can see, we got the door seal in now. It's seated correctly. We have the seams the way we want it. Everything lines up good. So all I really need to do this job is screwdriver in a couple extra minutes. One thing you need to be aware of, that this seal's new, so it may be tough to close your doors at first. It needs to seep into allowing the door close. It's going to be a lot tighter than what your old one was, so be aware of that. So if you found this video useful, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we are constantly updating with new videos, and follow us on Facebook. Thanks.